Hello again, you sick, twisted weather freaks, and welcome to another fun-filled, action-packed, and always intellectually stimulating edition of this Snowstorm podcast for Sunday, midday, March 11th, looking at the 12Z data here. And things are not looking good for the lower mid-Atlantic and even for eastern New England. I think it's not going to be as big a snow as some people were thinking. It's one of those kind of sad, depressing forecasts, but we have to soldier on. After all, it's the accuracy of the forecast, not whether or not you happen to get the most snow in your backyard. That's what matters. The accuracy of the forecast, not getting the most snow in your backyard. Okay, let's take a look at the radar first. This here is our radar, and you can see our little system here coming down, a little piece of energy here. We've got some moderate snow in this area in here, and there's our rain with our cold front. The other piece of energy is here, so it's kind of scattered and diffuse and not very impressive at this time. Now, if you want to take a look at our surface conditions, this is a nice image of the surface map of the Mid-Atlantic region. And you can see our front is down to the south here. Let me call up my marker so you can see it. There's the front like this. High pressure. Now, if you look at, let's say, Richmond here is 45, temperature of 23. Now, if that would a northeast wind, if that were to saturate, and in other words, the precipitation starts falling, your temperature falls, your dew point comes up, they saturate, that's your wet bulb. That would support snow. And if we go to the next slide, let me show you here. I enlarge this so you can see a bit more detail. So here's Richmond, for example, 4523. Again, that produces a wet bulb near 32 degrees, which would support snow. Washington, here's Culpeper, 4619. Excellent, nice low dew point. Charlottesville, same sort of thing. Here's Roanoke, 4629. Now, and then we have this light precipitation along the Virginia-North Carolina border, which is all rain. Like Elizabeth City, temperature of 44, 41. Yuck, that's all rain. Obviously, 40, 38 out here. Greensboro, places like that. So, to the north in the cool, dry air, the atmosphere, if the precipitation were to come in this evening, would support snow. The problem is this is being delayed and delayed and delayed, so that when the precipitation gets east of southwestern Virginia in towards 95, by that time temperatures have warmed up, and that's going to change the forecast significantly. Now, over the last couple of slides on the video and on the Facebook page and on the website, I've talked about, again, the Omega block. That's going to determine how far to the northeast, east-northeast, or even east the Carolina low is going to go. And that remains the problem. Now, this is the early morning Sunday European model. And you can see our low pressure area is right here, and another one is right here. But the main piece of energy is on the Alabama-Tennessee border. And this is the northern piece of energy coming in. Now, question is, does this come through and rip the top of it off? Or does it come down and they phase into a big storm off the mid-Atlantic coast and potentially hit New England? This is our block. Let me clear this out so you can see it again. Looking at the colored lines here, not the black lines, that's the pressure, that's the isobar pressure. Looking at the colored lines here, this here is our Omega block, actually a Rex block. And you can see this is a big low here, and another one here. So this is the Omega block. So how far can this system come off the coast before it runs into this block, which is going to force it to the east? That's the issue. And it has been for days and days and days. Now, this is the new European. Notice that the 500 low is not here. It's now over Georgia. So it's further to the south and east. This is digging down and ripping the top of it off. It's not phasing. So the low flies off the coast and forced to the east. That's the change in the overall pattern, the models here, and it's showing up in all of the model data. And as a result, this is the 0Z Sunday run. You can see the European blows it up into a big storm southeast of Cape Cod, which gives eastern New England, southeast New England, a significant snowstorm, even moderate snow into New York City. But if we look at the new data, look at the change, it's way off the coast. And because it's further to the east, there's a lot less snow in New England. So this was my summary from March 7th, 2 days ago. And I said that, actually 4 days ago, excuse me. And I said this right here. March snowstorms always best at night. And I believed the event was going to come in tonight and into tomorrow morning. No, that's wrong. It's wrong. I can't. I'm not going to sit you and tell you it's going to be right when it's going to be wrong. It's wrong, and I'm going to be wrong. So I have to change the forecast. Now, this is the 0Z European model. The next couple of slides here, I want to show you the difference. This is the 0Z Sunday Euro. Okay? Now, this is Sunday, 7 p.m. The purple line is the rain snow line at 8:50. Okay, so far so good. There's the low. That's fine. Now, this is 1 a.m. Notice that the rain snow line pushes south of Roanoke, Lynchburg, almost out to Smith Mountain Lake, let's say, in southwest Virginia, and towards Richmond. We have moderate precipitation here breaking out, and this is all moderate snow. And because it's snowing heavily, it keeps the temperature down to 32 degrees. Now, south of it's all rain in western North Carolina, Kentucky, North Georgia, the western North South Carolina. We got that. And the precipitation has not yet moved into Richmond, but it's close, according to the last night's European model. Okay, so far so good. Now, this is 4 a.m. Monday morning and 7 a.m. Monday morning. The purple line is the rain snow line. It's now moved south of Richmond and has reached into or right along the North Carolina, Virginia line close to Whiteville. Again, Roanoke is getting hit with moderate snow. Christiansburg, Blacksburg, Lynchburg, Charlottesville, Hot Springs, Farmville, even Amelia. And by 4 a.m., it looked like moderate snow was approaching Richmond, very close to it. There is at 7 a.m. light to moderate snow across the southern Virginia Piedmont and southwest Virginia into central Virginia up to Charlottesville. Not in D.C., not yet at D.C., and then south of the purple line, it's all rain. That's what it was showing. That's not what's happening anymore. And then now this, of course, was oops, let me clear this out. So this is 11 a.m. Again, this is the 0Z. This is the early Sunday morning European. You can see the rain snow line south of Richmond, down to almost to Greensboro, and then it stays that way to 2 p.m. Now, precipitation becomes much lighter. Temperatures jump up to 35, 38 degrees, and after 11 a.m., it's all light mixed snow, rain mixed, or maybe even plain rain. Notice no significant precipitation gets to D.C., all very light. Nothing north of Fredericksburg, nothing north of Charlottesville. Sorry, northern Shenandoah Valley, you're not going to get any on this one. Same thing with Northern Virginia. Now, and as a result, this was the snow map from the European last night. Again, this is 0Z Wednesday. So you can see what it is. We're talking 0Z. This is the 0Z run. And again, this takes us all the way up to Tuesday afternoon, but this is the main snow. Notice the sharp line here. Why does it do that? Now, you see it's got 2 inches in the Richmond area. But after that, the point here is by the time the precip gets into D.C., gets into the middle peninsula northern neck, the temperature's gone to 36 to 38 degrees. And whatever's falling, if it's snow, it's not accumulating. And it's probably snow-rain mix. There's your problem. Over in here, the precip begins early on Monday morning before dawn, and as a result, you get 6, 7 inches of snow in some areas because it's coming down heavy and it snows heavy through Monday 11 a.m. That's what it was showing. Okay. Now this is the European ensemble, which as you can see, supports that. There's the operational, there's the ensemble. Operational, ensemble. Okay, good. It actually has an inch of snow up to D.C., if you can believe that. It's got 2 in Fredericksburg, 3 in Charlottesville, 2 in Richmond, 3 to the west of Richmond, and 4, 5, 6 inches in the southwest area. Roanoke, Christiansburg, Blacksburg, Lexington. All right, 4 inches in Lynchburg. Good enough. And if we look longer term, this was what it was showing. Now this was this is the big slide again, 0Z this morning, early Sunday morning. You can see the 2 areas. Why is there no snow between here? This is not a mistake. Why is the model showing no snow here? Because the temperatures are too warm. The temps are too warm. It's 38 degrees, 35 degrees in this area. It's not enough to hold the snow. So there's the edge of the snow line, and then when the low gets here on Tuesday morning, it's cold enough and it's bombing out, so it pulls in the cold air. New England and New York City gets a couple inches of snow, and then eastern New England gets 6 to 10 inches of snow, and maybe even a few 12 inches near Boston and Cape Cod. That's what it was showing. Okay, fair enough. Now here's the change. First of all, this is Sunday night, the 7 o'clock tonight. Not much change from before. That's fine. But here's the change. Now this is 4 o'clock on 5 a.m. Monday morning. And the rain, now here's our rain snow line. It's dropped south of Richmond, okay, down to the Smith Mountain Lake. That's fine. This is all snow in Roanoke. It's snowing. Blacksburg snowing. Eastern Kentucky snowing. But the precip is here. It's not in Charlottesville. It's not in Richmond. Anywhere. And maybe it's in Farmville, maybe. And if we go beyond this slide, this is where things go bad. Now this is 11 a.m. Yeah, 11 a.m., 10 a.m. Monday morning. It's still not in Richmond yet. You see the dry air? The precip is here. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to show. Here's the precip. It's like this. It's not in Richmond yet. So now here's the rain snow line. Greensboro's gone over to snow. Yeah. North Carolina, here comes the snow. Winston-Salem, absolutely. Southwest Virginia, getting hit hard. Roanoke getting hit hard. Lynchburg getting hit. Smith Mountain Lake getting hit. Definitely. Hot Springs, Lexington, getting moderate snow. But the precip has not yet reached Richmond. Now, by the time it gets to Richmond, the temperature's gone up to 36 or 38 degrees, and you're getting rain. This is bad. And here it is, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now the low is sliding further east. See it? Remember we talked about that? And as a result, all the precip goes this way. Look at the snow in Greensboro. Snow down to Charlotte. Can you believe that? Winston-Salem? Yeah, it's all going to snow there. It's just west of Raleigh. It doesn't get into Raleigh, but Greensboro gets it. Winston-Salem gets it. Northwest North Carolina gets it. There's snow coming in all those areas. Hickory getting snow, absolutely. And then of course still moderate snow, Roanoke and Lynchburg. Now it may be in snow and rain mix by that time in the afternoon, but yeah, that's where it's happening. Not in Richmond. The precip is way too light in Richmond to pull down cold air to bring it over to snow. Same thing in Charlottesville. It's over. Fredericksburg, Northern Neck, Middle Peninsula, D.C., Northern Shenandoah Valley. Not good. And here's the difference in the snow map. Remember the snow was out. Remember we saw that was out to Richmond like this before? No. Now look where it is. This is Charlottesville, 1 inch. Sharp cutoff. And look at the expansion of the snow down in here. Big change. Because the low is dropping southeast in through this area and then off the coast. So that's the main difference. And if we look longer term, this is again the change on the European. This is the afternoon European. This is now Sunday afternoon. Look, the big snow is off the Boston coast. New York City gets nothing. And again, here's the sharp line right here. It's because of the big shift of the swing out to the east. And the GFS, I know people saying European. GFS showing the same sort of thing. This is 9 o'clock on Monday morning. It's still not precipitating in Richmond. It's still west of Farmville. So there you go. Now, where it is precipitating, you're getting heavy snow in the Shenandoah Valley, maybe up to Harrisonburg, but I don't think that's right. But it's got it in Roanoke and maybe Lynchburg, maybe Smith Mountain Lake, Lexington getting hit. But once you go east of the Blue Ridge, the precipitation shuts off. And as a result, the GFS, here's the snow map on the GFS. Gee, does this look kind of the same thing? Here it is. So I don't think we'll see 1 inch of snow in Richmond. I don't think it's going to happen. So, what did I tell you? I'm going to be wrong. I thought it was going to hit, but it's not going to. And if we look longer term, this is the GFS 12Z. Now the 12Z GFS still has a lot of heavy snow in Boston. I think this is bullshit. But there's the snow over in Western Virginia. And then look at the snow in Western North Carolina. Now, is Raleigh going to see 4 inches of snow? No, that's wrong. Okay. But I don't know if any of these areas are going to see 9 inches of snow. Remember, this is all 10-to-1 snow ratio. It might be half of that. So, still 4 inches is 4 inches. And here's the final, this is the last call map. Let me clear this out so you can see it. You can see the changes. There it is. So there is Southwest Virginia, Roanoke, 6 to 8, maybe there, under the mountains, and then across far southern West Virginia into eastern Kentucky, and then a good area of 4 to 6 inch snows in that blue area. And then you can see the cutoff just east of Charlottesville, well to the west of Richmond, west of Raleigh, and then again not much snow in New York City, and I've reduced the 6 to 8 inch snow bands into Boston and southeastern Massachusetts. I'm not going with the big 10 or 12 inches, 14 inches in eastern Massachusetts. I think that's nonsense. So anyway, that's the forecast. Yeah, it's big changes from what I had earlier. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's consistent. This one, the delay in it not coming in on Sunday night is a big deal. I knew it would be yesterday, and when I saw the data this morning on all the models, I said, oh, that's that. So on to spring, and yes, it does warm up by the end of the week. We get a lot of 60s in a lot of places. So This is meteorologist DT from weatherist.com. I'll talk to you soon.